Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, good morning to you, sir.
That is a very sad lead-in with the job.
No kidding. Something else that's going on today is the fact that Charlie Rangel's probably going to be censured by the House of Representatives. There was a story out there that you were going to be called by the Ethics Committee, and people thought, oh, he's going to speak on behalf, good things about Charlie Rangel.
Well,
not so much.
Well, not one way or the other. Charlie came up to my office and to many other offices of many people, Verizon, lots of other people, and he's building some kind of a civic center in a school. And he said, could I have $5 million for the civic center? And you know what I said?
What?
I said, no. I use good judgment. That's called judgment. Somebody said, why did you say no? I said, because I have better places to spend my money. So anyway, so he wanted that. I didn't see that as a huge, but I guess he wrote on congressional stationery. He wrote letters to me and others on congressional stationery asking for money for some kind of a center, the Rangel Center that they were going to build.
Did it feel like a shakedown?
No, it didn't. It really didn't. And I feel badly for Charlie Rangel. I've known him for a long time, being in New York, but it's too bad what's happened to him.
So do you believe that censure is the right punishment for him?
Would you do me a favor? Would you leave me out of this debate? I mean, I've known this guy for a long time, and, you know, in certain ways he's lucky. In certain ways he's very lucky. If it happened to you, or you...
Jail.
It's called jail time.
Yeah.
Okay? So maybe he's lucky to be censured, if that's all that happens.
And I got 9 more questions about Charlie Rangel. You have time? I'm only kidding.
I'm here. I'll let you disposal.
Yeah, you jumped on the phone with us, and I was really intrigued by your take, instant analysis on the North Korea-South Korea situation. You know, South Korea quickly said, oh my goodness, for the first time in 60 years, we're under attack. 2 people died, dozens wounded. When North Korea decides to open up on some island, your reaction?
Well, I have 2 reactions. First of all, South Korea isn't even signing a trade pact with us. They make hundreds of billions of dollars of, let's call it, profit on the United States. The president goes over there recently, and they embarrass him by saying, we want more. You wouldn't believe me. This deal that we're making is so bad, and they won't even sign it. Then they get bombed, and we send over. Now, I say 2 things. Why aren't they paying us? They make a fortune. Why aren't they paying us for security? Why are we doing this for nothing? We are the dumbest people. We have the dumbest representatives. I see that they embarrass us by not signing the trade pact. Then I see the boats sailing, these magnificent destroyers, aircraft carriers. I never saw an aircraft carrier. Most incredible thing I've ever seen. And they're all going over. I mean, what's wrong with us? Why aren't they paying? And by the way, I'd do 2 things. I'd say, number 1, sign the pact that we want, not the pact that you want. And number 2, and more importantly, I want you to pay us for protection.
Well, you've talked a lot about...
And you know what? They'll do it. All you have to do is ask.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you know what? They're not going to exist with like a 1.5 million man army sitting over there waiting, and these guys are hungry. It's so stupid.
One of the things you've talked a lot about, though, is China's role in that and much more. But in this WikiLeaks document dump,
so sad.
But didn't we see in that China would be okay? At least one of their officials would be okay with North and South Korea merging together and eliminating North Korea. Was that a promising revelation to you?
Well, I think not promising. And China could settle this whole situation with a phone call. North Korea is petrified of China. They could settle it with a phone call, but they don't want to settle it because they're tweaking us. You know, when I look at the jobs numbers and I see what's going on in China where it's booming, you know why it's booming? Because they're making all of our products. Now,
we don't make anything anymore.
We don't make anything. We don't make any. We do health care, but that's not like making something. That's taking care of our sick, taking care of people.
Or making services.
But we don't make anymore. Yeah. When I order curtain walls for buildings, when I order furniture, not that I want to do business with China. I've done business with China, and I don't like it. These are sharp people that are looking to do damage to this country.
Right.
They could solve they could solve North Korea in 1 phone call if they wanted to. But more importantly, they're taking all our jobs. So when you see jobless numbers up, I watch The Economist, yes, the economy. How can the economy boom when China and other countries, but mostly, I mean, China's the real culprit, when they're taking all our jobs? They make all of our products. We are rebuilding China, and our country's going to hell.
Mr.
Tax Chinese products.
Sure. Okay. So that's the number that came out just about 4 minutes ago.
That's a big number.
Ago. That is a big number.
Much higher than they thought.
They're watching us right now in the White House. What should they be doing?
Well, in my opinion, you have to bring jobs back to the United States. You mentioned Iowa before. There's a town in Iowa, Newton. I watched it on 60 Minutes, Newton, Iowa, where Maytag moved out because of incentives given by our government. They moved to Mexico, and now the town is reeling. The town is in just distress. I mean, it's over. And I look at what we're doing, and I say, who are the people doing this? Why are they doing it? Bring jobs back to this country. You're never going to increase jobs. How can you increase jobs when every time something happens, they move plants out of the country? Watch what happens to Boeing. Did you see the other day? China announced, little announcement, they're going to start making airplanes. Oh, that's wonderful. First of all, they manipulate their currency. They totally manipulate their currency. China, it's almost impossible to compete. But here's the good news. We make much better products.
Right.
When I buy Chinese furniture, it breaks. And you know who I call? Nobody. There's nobody to talk to.
Right.
When I buy Chinese sheetrock, and thank goodness I didn't, but you see what's happening with the sheetrock. People are dying all over the place when they use it. We make better products, but they manipulate their currency, and it's very, very sad. And somebody has to do something about it before it's too late.
But, Donald, what about those who accuse us of doing the same thing by printing out $600 billion because we seem to be short?
We're trying to do the same thing, but we don't know how to do it because they're smarter than our leaders.
Let me take a political turn here, because a lot of what you're talking about is what you would be dealing with if, in fact, you ran for president. When will you make that announcement? Because it would have to be relatively soon, would it?
Gretchen, I'm actually thinking about it for the first time. You know, for many years, you guys have said this often. I mean, for many years, people have wanted me to run, and I didn't want to run. I'm doing great. My company's unbelievable. I'm having fun. This is a great time to be buying things because the country's so battered. You can buy things cheap if you have a lot of cash. Right. So it's a great, I've been buying great things for low prices. I love what I'm doing, but I hate what's happening to the country. When I see what OPEC is doing with oil, look, the country's doing badly, and yet we're paying a fortune for oil. They set the price of oil. They fix the price of oil. 11 guys sit, all guys, by the way, they sit around a table, and they say, oil will be at 86, and that's it. Oil's at 86. Now, if we did that, if we had stores on Madison Avenue, we did that, we'd be arrested, we'd be put in jail.
But
so I look at China, I look at OPEC, and they can be broken so easily. You tax China. Somebody said, oh, but they're our banker. Hey, I've had bankers all my life. I've done very well with bankers. I want to tell you something. You tax Chinese products. Two things are going to happen. The products are going to be less coming in, and more importantly, we're going to start making toys in Alabama and North Carolina.
I want to talk to you about The Apprentice, but my last question is: It's
so trivial, The Apprentice, by comparison to
I know,
this.
true, but it's another success story, an American success story.
It's a great story.
But Donald, your world is business. Cut and dry, yes or no. The world you're going to get into is not like that. It's nuanced. Can you exist in that world?
I don't know. I'm a very honest guy. I'm very forthright. I think I can. I think if I decide to do it, I can. I know everybody in that world. You know, they're all friends of mine. I've contributed to all of them. I mean, I go Democrat, I'm a Republican, but I know them all. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe somebody should be able to deal with all of them. I mean, they're all friends of mine. And some are enemies.
So you'd be able to solve the tax problem that's been looming for the last few days. You'd be able to do it like that.
Well, I think both sides are making fools of themselves. I think it's very sad. And in the meantime, we need jobs. Right.
And so what you would say to Congress is, you're fired. Of course, that tagline you made very famous with The Apprentice. It is amazing. The longer this show runs, the better it gets, the better the ratings.
It's down to 3, right?
And it's down now. We're down to 3, and we have a great show on tonight. And then the finale is next Thursday. And it's been terrific. And we just finished shooting Celebrity Apprentice, which goes on March 6th. So it's been an amazing show. And then I'm going to probably have to make a decision right after that.
Exactly.
Okay?
All right. So now we've got you down to at least a month. Sometime in March. Yeah. Who's on Celebrity Apprentice this time?
Oh, we have fantastic. We have Nene Lakes from Housewives of Atlanta, Dionne Warwick, Gary Busey, Jose Canseco. We have a bunch of really wild people, and they have been. Star Jones is on. They have been absolutely unbelievable. Marlee Matlin is fantastic. We have a great cast.
Now, real quick about the Tonight Show, the final 3. There's a warmth to this season, right?
There's a warmth because they're so down and out. You know, when The Apprentice started, and many nights it became the #1 show on television for the week. It's been so great. But we wanted to go back to the regular, despite the celebrity success, to show what happened with the world. You know, when I started this 5-6 years ago, we were booming. Everything was booming. It was all phony money. You know, it was all nonsense, okay? But everybody thought they were booming. They really weren't. But it was positive. Now, these people are down and out. Actually, it's a little bit depressing, to be honest with you, okay? But they're all down and out. You know, they had great jobs. Now they don't have. One of the people, a beautiful lawyer, went to a great law school, had a great job, now selling cupcakes. Another one was a little builder in Texas. Great guy, Clint. And, you know, he went bust. I mean, they're all going bust. So we have a lot of people that went bust. And it's reflective of the economy, and that's why we wanted to do it.
Right.
So be tubeside watching on that other channel.
And I love your show.
Well, thank you.
I think
thank
you
you,
guys
Donald.
have. I think you have a great chemistry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the guy who could be the next president of the United States, Donald Trump, watches the show. You should too.
And, you know,
Thank you.
And make sure you make that announcement in March here.
Okay, we'll think
All right.
about that.
Thanks, Donald.
Thank you, sir.
A tornado rips through this town, tearing down a family.